Hello and welcome to the Free Cheese, episode 611. I'm your Joe Dix, joined by Matt Zellner.
Hello.
The
Hello.
Free Cheese is a weekly video game podcast about video games brought to you once a week by thefreecheese.com, the website you can go to look at everything we do all the time, always, and everything we've ever done. This week, we're taking a break from ranking video games on the list to talk about part 2 of our ongoing Animal Crossing series, Spring, because spring has sprung. But it's nearly gone as we look forward to summer, because seasons work differently in Animal Crossing. They align with the beginnings and ends of specific months. Matt, last we met on this was episode 6. Nope, episode 5, 98. Back at the end of February, as we kissed winter goodbye and smelled the beginning of spring. And now here we are, so many weeks later, saying goodbye to spring, readying for summer. But let's look backwards at the recap. Before we dive into the game, what have you done with your spring in real life so far?
Oh, a lot of nothing.
Good.
Yeah, I've done some cleaning around the house that's been well overdue, which spring cleaning.
Yeah, it's cliche as it is. It's good. It's good
Um,
stuff.
no, and yeah, nothing crazy. Been playing video games that aren't on the list that could easily be at the top of this list, which has been fun. But yeah, nothing terribly new over here.
No gardening, no hiking,
Bro,
no
I don't know what a fucking weed in my garden is. I think
What
I
do you
told you
mean?
this. I don't doubt I said it on air. I think like 2 years ago I told you about this. My mom, like, after like about a full year of living in the house we live in, mom came by and was like, Matt, do you not tend your garden at all? Like, what are you talking about? She's like, that's a weed, that, like, literally everything. I'm not talking like small little, like, it's like up to like my
Yeah.
waist,
But it looks like
chest.
a flower.
Yeah, I mean, it's thorny. It doesn't look pretty at all, but it's green.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
green. It's got a bud on it. It's probably fine.
So I've learned to look out for those. I've learned to look out for a couple other things in my garden. I try to pluck them in passing, but I don't do the gardening thing. It's never it. Sorry to my neighbors and their property value if my lack of a garden is bringing it
Oh,
down.
that's a good point. I didn't think about that. Well, that's on them, you know. I don't I do it out of necessity. But the thing I've been struggling with is there's like a couple of patches where dirt got moved around and now grass just hasn't grown back. So I have these weird lumps in the backyard. And I try grass seed a bunch. I think I gotta like Hank Hill it and like go buy some, you know, square feet of grass and plop it in.
Well, if you want me to create some divots in your yard, I have some golf clubs to do that.
You have it. Oh yeah, great. I need the opposite of that. Have you gone? Is golfing part of your spring activity? Is that the spring load?
No, it's been very infrequent. Um, and I haven't like actually hit a course yet. I've just been trying to hit a ball straight from a driving range, which has been objective A.
Are you feel like you're improving?
Uh, what club are we talking? If we're talking irons,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
feeling pretty good.
Sure.
I can constantly hit 100 yards with an iron 6 or 7. You give me a driver, and that thing might land on the fairway, but 2 holes over.
Okay. Well, you know what's something fun and video game related with golf? I had a golf conversation with a real life human being,
How did that
and
go?
here's the thing. It went well because I was just saying stuff I learned from Hot Shots and Mario Golf, and it all was like, well, yeah, you're gonna want your 15, like or whatever. And I'm like, yeah. And then like when you're in the sand trap, like I knew enough to get by, and I was like, people don't give who is it? Clap Hands and Camelot enough credit for the realism that is on display in Mario Golf and Hot Shots Golf, but they should.
That's awesome.
But I wonder how well that'll translate for you when you're like stuck in a thing where you're, well, I don't. Did you play a lot of those Hot Shots and
I didn't play a lot of
Mario
Hot
Golf?
Shots,
You did
but
Mario
I
Golf
I
though.
played Mario Golf. Yeah,
Yeah. You may have to step more into it as you're
I
at
did
home
play.
practicing.
Took advantage of some Game Pass for maybe a long weekend with PGA or whatever EA Sports
Oh, the new
golf
golf thing.
is on their Game Pass. I think it's from like 2 years
Are they
ago.
it's still good?
It was fine.
Yeah. Does what it needs to.
Look, I got a long weekend out of me.
There you go. Yeah, those are the best parts of Game Pass, I think, when you can just sort of get lost in something randomly that like, why am I playing this? And then you look back at your like achievements list from like years back and you're like, what? When did I? All right, I did. Yeah, I remember that. That was a weird week. Um, yeah, I did spring cleaning, but I did it begrudgingly, where I heard the phrase spring cleaning and thought, eh, I don't need to do that. Like, who does spring cleaning? I'm not gonna spring clean just because it's spring clean. And then I thought about it and I was like, is there anything that I need to clean? And I remembered that the underside of the stairs, the little door that I have there, has just been a hellhole of like I have all the video game stuff neatly organized now in the back room, but all of the like stuff that I
Oh, it's
don't need,
downstairs.
yeah, it's just shoved under there.
I
Or it
thought
was. Now it's good.
I thought you were talking about your cellar stuff. So I was going to ask if any more Christmas trees round up in there.
Now we're good. Trees are clear
Okay.
for now. They're safe. No, the inside stairs. Just because I had so much, it's like the thing I had the most of was boxes, empty boxes. It was like buying I don't know, buying controllers, save the box. Don't know why I just all of that stuff was jammed under
Yeah.
there. I had my Coca-Cola subscription box.
Hell yeah, that's been a
Remember
minute.
those? Yeah, 2020, 2019, 2020, something like that. I had two of those jammed under there that were just like these big, massive hawking things. If you're unfamiliar with the Coca-Cola subscription box, it was the Coca-Cola Insiders Club that you could sign up for. And they basically, I think it was once every 2 or 3 months, they were sending out a box of unreleased products that you could test as an insider. And they gave you like swag. So I have like playing cards, stickers. I have pens that are like the different colors of Fanta bottles. But yeah, I remember getting some cool. I got like they gave me a French press and a coffee, like a bag of coffee to like grind and put in whatever because they bought a coffee company. It's basically like every time Coke bought something, they would just send stuff to you. I don't know, but I got some cool stuff. It was where I got to try Coke Energy for the not for the first. I had it in Japan, but have it here for the first time. Coke with coffee came through that for the
Mm-hmm.
first time, and now that's gone. All these great things just dead in the water. Um, yeah, but I had all those boxes. I was like, I don't need these big things of styrofoam and everything. So that was my spring cleaning. I got all of that stuff cleared out. And now it's like organized back there and nice. You could like walk around in there if you want to. I've got all of the extra displays easy to grab and move about if you need, I don't know, a Samsung HD TV from 2007. It's like this big. You might, I might, I've pulled it out a couple times to plug my PSP into and use component, but
There you go.
that's it. I did very little spring cleaning in Animal Crossing though. I picked some weeds. I ran around the town as much as I could. Tell me a story about your time in Animal Crossing, or from your time in Animal Crossing over the last 3 months. What do you remember? Was there anything memorable?
I would say I try my best to check in during the more important days when I was available to do so. Days like Mother's
Yeah, we
Day
had
is
some
always
holidays.
hard, but the what's
That's the yeah.
the first day though? The first day of spring is it?
Yeah.
Actual like spring, the day is when you do that like athletic event thing, right? I
Yeah.
forget the
So
name
this
of it.
was Spring Sports Fair
Yes,
happened on March 20th.
I did check in on that day, and I was
How
deceived.
did that one go?
I was deceived.
Why?
So I thought you participated in all these things, not just like go by and see them doing it. And then I also forgot. I saw the calendar event. I was like, when I go home from work, gonna play it, see what it is. Completely forgot this was the tier 2 hour one where I just missed 3 quarters of the day, and I just saw some of my villagers playing tug of war, and that was about it.
That one was, yeah. I remember thinking, oh, I'll check in with that one. And yeah, like by the time I was done work, it was over, I think. And like, I
Yeah,
don't know. Because,
yeah.
and there were 2 hour blocks all throughout the day. That was not going to happen. Um, yeah, there were a couple, like, I just, with the best of intentions, missed. Or to your point, like, the Mother's Day one, like, I had plans. I was out,
Yeah.
doing Mother's Day stuff. Um, some of the other ones, like, they were easier to check in with, but I still didn't keep up on the holidays as much as I thought I might this time around.
I think I checked in
Uh,
also during cherry blossom. Not all the days, but like one of them. See the petals.
did you see them? They were all
Yeah,
falling, raining. That's good.
there it was. Petals, cherry
Yeah.
blossoms.
Do you feel like spring is like generally, I don't know, do you like it better in Animal Crossing? Do you miss winter? What did you notice when
I
you
liked bugs. I liked seeing the butterflies flying around. It was cool to use the net finally. Um,
Yeah.
I would say that's probably the big addition change that was nice to see. Um, I don't have much more to add after that in terms of
No,
spring or winter to spring.
I that's been the big that was the big win with spring, is like finally getting bugs in the museum. I thought I had a lot more, but I went and checked, and I have two butterflies, and now, as of last night, I have bees.
Oh, congratulations!
I finally, thank you.
I actually haven't
Finally
seen
happened.
I haven't seen bees yet, but I was conscious from your when we last talked about this game about how to do it. I usually have something out in the inventory system. Wish
Yeah,
you could hotkey it sometimes.
it's such a
But
bummer.
but
They
when you
fix it in
can't,
later games, but
but
yeah.
when you can't, I also sometimes when your inventory is full, you have to hold something.
Yes, yeah, yeah. You're like, I
Uh,
gotta pick up a tool because I don't have anything else.
so
Yeah,
like
otherwise,
I don't shake every tree, but when I get a chance, I try to shake. I'm ready, but nothing's come up yet.
I usually like I have to make a conscious effort. Like, I'm gonna spend time shaking trees now. I spend 5 minutes shaking as many trees as I can find. And I've also gotten good at accepting I'm gonna get stung by bees. And I haven't seen medicine in this game yet to heal it. I think you just get stung and you're stung. In later games, there's medicine you get that, whatever. So like I would always be conscious of having medicine on hand to heal myself if I got stung by bees. Now I don't care; it goes away by the time I play next. If I run around, whatever, at least the villagers have a reaction to it, and it's a fun, change in dialogue or whatever. Um, but yeah, this time I wasn't even like planning on it at all, and but I shook the thing. The beehive fell. I hit pause. I grabbed the net, and I was like, I don't think I'm facing the right way at all. I'm just gonna spam A, and I did it, and it just yes, got it. Um, so I ran that down to Blathers as quickly as could be, and then I was like, I've probably got a good amount of insects now, right? And I went over, and it was just like, we're kindly waiting on a new donation. It's like, I know I have something. Two butterflies, now the bee. So more time. I had a beetle come along that I was like about to get, and I scared it away, changing something. I don't know what I did. So what I started doing, and I don't know if this works because it hasn't worked yet, but I started chopping down trees and leaving the stumps because what I recall in the previous games, or I guess the subsequent games that I've played, beetles will land, especially in rain, on tree
Mm,
stumps. So I try
there you
nothing
go.
yet. I know. Uh, so when we wrapped up last time, I was like, all right, spring's coming. We got a good, list of stuff ahead of us. Let's whatever. I jumped in and like it had been a month. Like I really didn't jump in as quickly as I thought I would. It took me way longer. The weird thing about this one is I got a letter in the mail that said somebody named Biddy left my town, but I'd never met Biddy. I didn't even know Biddy existed. Like a couple of them I'd know if they were gone or like who they were, but like that was a weird one because I don't remember meeting that person at all. So they must have like come and went within me being gone, which was fun. Um, but I did finally get fruit that I didn't have native to my
Oh
town.
yeah, me too. I did get that too.
Did you plant it?
I would have had to. Yeah, I
I
know better.
yeah. Well, I was bummed because I got a peach from Pom Pom and I planted it, and it was perfect too because I'd gone fishing that day, caught a bunch of fish that I couldn't donate, and your boy wasn't open yet, or he was under construct. I don't know. I couldn't sell the fish, so I was stuck with this fish in my inventory, lest I wanted to throw it back in the river. And Pom Pom runs up to me and has like, the kind of animation like, talk to me. And I talk, and she was like, hey, I need a fish. It's like, I got you, friend. Gave a fish, and I got a peach in return. And I was like, great, sick. I'm gonna go plant this peach. Didn't matter. Didn't take. The tree did not grow. I
Oh,
came back the next day, and the tree was like wilted. Shoot. But I got a pear in the mail for something, and I planted that, and that did take. So now I've got pears and my native fruit.
oh, I didn't know stuff didn't take. Interesting. Okay.
If you plant it in the wrong spot, like trees specifically need uh enough room up, down, left, right. So you can't plant two trees side by side like in two
Oh, I probably do
subsequent
that.
squares. Yeah. So it needs to have enough room. I put it in a spot that I thought was fine, but I guess it wasn't. I don't know. Um Again, I know in like other games you have to water stuff. In this one, I haven't like come across watering. I think you do, but I don't know. I'm not that deep into it. The what was the other? That was it. Yeah. So the one fun part about donating a bee is that I learned a really cool thing. I had no idea. A real life fact, unless Blathers is a liar or the science here is a lie. I learned about bees, Matt.
Okay,
So
they
I
exist.
learned that bees murder wasps. How do they murder them?
They swarm.
Extreme heat.
Yeah, they swarm.
Yeah. You knew this?
Mm-hmm.
Man,
I learned
I had
this
no idea.
when there was that potential for that. Remember when 2020 was real fucked, and like a month after
Yeah.
COVID, there was supposed to be like these giant hornet wasp coming from
Yeah.
Seattle and shit, and it was like, oh great, this is gonna be fun to deal with. That's when I learned that's how bees that's their defense mechanism. They swarm and kill you by overheating you.
Yeah. It's wild. Yeah. They get right within a couple of degrees of what would kill them. And then, yeah. Good old Blathers. Normally I just like skip through Blathers, can't stand everything. It's like Sheldon
Well,
in
you
Splatoon.
can't
Like I,
fucking skip
yeah,
fast enough though. Like you're still
no,
stuck
you really
reading.
can't. The worst is the when you think you've donated something to him or you think you
Oh
haven't
yeah,
and he gives
yeah.
you this really long
It's like,
spiel about how he really just say it, you already have it.
and
Just
like
say like
I don't and like I don't have like a good I at this point I really should just like have like a list or tracker to make my life easier,
I know,
but
me
I
too. Yeah.
don't. And so like when I check in, like I can't remember for like once every 2 weeks going back all the way to the January, like what I've donated or what I
Yeah.
haven't. So like I'm pretty much checking everything unless like I caught something back to back. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's something.
I should probably make a spreadsheet. I need to do that. Um, because it, yeah, didn't help. I did, since we last met, upgraded my house again, and I got a basement. So I was able to. Have you been digging up those gyroids
Oh
and keeping
yes, I
them?
usually sell them though.
All right, we talked about that last time. I have been keeping them because they were in games I've played, but they weren't like as cool as they are here. So my whole basement is just filled with them, and they make terrible songs and they dance. And I've just started to like put other weird junk down there that like just it seems like a weird nightmare room is kind of what I'm going for. I don't really know what it's turning into, but it's something. There's an R wing down there. There's a bus stop sign, and there's about 17 or 18 gyroids just all like in the corner. Just kind of, you know,
It's horrifying.
yeah, it's what you want in a basement. Um, did you notice villagers like saying anything different in the last quarter?
All mad at me that I don't talk to them. So I think at any point I think anyone's about to dip
Yeah.
on my land.
Do you feel like the chores or the tasks for villagers are getting different? Are they getting too repetitive? Do you care anymore?
I mean, it's all just fetch quests for the most part. I know there's like one or two that's like, oh, if you can find out fossil right now. It's like, all right. Like,
Mm.
and what you just said, where it's like, you had a fish and it just happened that that person needed a
Yeah,
fish.
yeah.
Like, I've seen one or two of those. I've never really completed them. But, no, it's mostly just fetch quests. But, like, I really hate the fetch quests where it's like, oh no, this person gave it to this person, and this person gave it to this person, and then you can't find the person, and you can't. They're like locked in the house, and
Yeah, they went to
like
bed, or the worst is when like I know where they live, I know where I just talked to them, but now I can't find where they are. And I've run all around the island and I have no way, or
yeah, you're
whatever,
running
the
around like
village, and I have no idea where they are.
Charlie Kelly yelling Carol,
Yeah,
Carol.
where are you? Yeah, no. It's I hate it. I hate it a lot. Those I usually just bail on now. I just don't even finish the quest. Unless it's like right in front of me.
Again,
I just
like again, I usually make like my circle, and I do a couple of them, and each time I touch the game, and like if they're within the circle, great. If
sure.
not, like I'll get to it when I get to it.
Yeah. No, I agree. Um Are you doing any other gardening in the game? Did you plant flowers? Did you?
Dude, I can't do it virtually either. The only flowers I ever planted was when Nook gives you those first batch of
Yeah.
flowers, and I've all but kicked accidentally at this point. I think all but one of them.
Yep. Yeah, you can't run through those, dude. Um, yeah. I don't think I've planted anything but those either.
I've tried to.
Uh,
I mean, I've tried trees. I tried bell trees and stuff like that, but
yeah.
nothing with like actual plants.
Well, that was the fun thing with the Beltry. I usually like I've been keeping a play log of like, hey, here's what I did today. Just like little notes as I whatever. And every time I do that, I'm always like planted a bell tree in C4. You know what I mean? That way I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, next play session, let me go back and get that. I guess I didn't write it down the last time I played, but I went in last night and jumped in and was like, there's a bell tree down by the beach. So that was
Sick.
found random 3,000 bells ready to roll. Helped me chip away at my loan a little bit more. Um, what's your approach overall? Check in, run the loop. That's it. Has that changed at all since the last time?
That's and it's been just been about the same. Chipping away at the debt. I I guess the first house upgrade is just making it bigger, right? That's I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I did that. I accomplished that last time. I did. Our the store got upgraded.
Nice.
So I did just at least spend enough bills or interact enough, whatever the check mark is.
Yeah, yeah.
That has been upgraded. So yeah, that's nice. Bigger selection. I haven't taken advantage of the hours yet. The adjusted hours, but
Yeah.
that would be nice if I can get myself to play this for a string of days before work, like actual real life work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It reset after I got the next upgrade. I got the next upgrade, I think, when I got my basement, like when I paid my second loan off or whatever. And then his hours changed again. So he's no longer opening at 7, which sucks because I like
Yeah.
can't sit around all day for you, Tommy. Sorry, not Tommy. Tom. Tommy comes later. Do you have an enemy in the village?
Top note,
That's number one.
probably.
The bullet, yeah. I I don't remember his name now. I have an eagle in my town who's just a jerk. He's just every time I see him, he's just rude.
Mm.
Always has rude things to say. I try and be nice to him, and he's just condescending and don't love him. But
Nah, I can't really say there's a village, but I like, dude. I don't seek out these villagers, man. Like, if I see you, I'll talk to you. If I don't, you can fuck right
oh
off.
yeah,
So there's probably like 3 of them that fucking hate my guts, but I just never see them.
are there any that you like seeing where you're like, oh, there's
I think was it. I think I talked about I can't remember was it him or her now. Cousteau, just this
oh right,
rabbit with
yeah,
this frowny ass face, looks like just smokes a pack of cigarettes all the time.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That guy's a
I
character.
remember the
That might be like the
cigarette.
only person I might be mildly sad if I like booted this game and they weren't here anymore. But
Yeah,
other than that, ah,
yeah. I have like Louis, I think is the one. He's like a gorilla. Um, there's a couple others that like, they're fine. But I like when I see Louis, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go talk to Louis.
I'm
See what's up with
I'm
him.
waiting for the Taz to get Marlboro Reds from a villager. I lost my pack of cigarettes. Can you get it?
I lost my pack. Somebody said he was just gonna borrow one, but he didn't bring the pack back. Can you go get it? You go there, and it's like, oh, I traded it for
Matches.
something else. Yeah, you'll have to go talk to her. Oh, I sold them for a Nintendo DS. Speaking of the DS, I know that last week we talked about the struggles of keeping a DS charged and that kind of like
Yeah.
everyday carry approach and all of that. But what I've noticed is like playing Animal Crossing, I'm really stoked that we're playing this version of the game. Like this is the one that I wanted to go to. I'm happy this is the one we're doing. That said, being on the GameCube makes it really difficult to like check in the way that I'm used to checking in with Animal Crossing. It's also like a whole other thing for me because of just the setup I have with I'm not on Wii, I'm not on GameCube, I'm on Wii running through a it's like I got to do like a couple steps to turn that thing on and whatever. It's like ugh. Um where like if it were just on like I feel like um what's the one that I New Horizons, right? Like that one, like being on the TV, it's easy. Pick up the Switch controller and turn it on, and boom, you're there. Set the HDMI input, and you're done. This is like a couple extra things I got to do, so it's like a little bit of a barrier to entry. Plus, I don't know if you know this, on Wii, when you're playing a GameCube game, you can't just use the GameCube controller to navigate through the Wii menu to launch a GameCube disc. You need to have the Wii remote. So I have to go to the back room, pull out the Wii bin, get the Wii remote. Just so I keep thinking, like, man, maybe I should have picked Wild World. Like, if we just had something on DS so I could like quickly like open it, let me do a couple things. Okay, close it, go on with my day. Like, maybe it would have been better, but at this point we're too far in. Plus, there's something symbolic about doing the first game in the series. I think. Um, I guess to that end though, like looking at the GameCube game specifically, do you feel like every time I boot the game and I see those three empty houses, I feel like I'm missing out. Do you feel that? Do you feel like if you had other people in the house playing it with you, you'd get more out of it?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Just some encouragement just to see like what they're doing or whatever. Um, I don't know how much it drives me to actually play it, but at least like, someone in the house talks about Animal Crossing. It's just at least it puts it back on my like forefront of like, oh right, that's a game. Right? So there's
Yeah.
like that potential, but I don't know how much it actually give me to like turn it on.
Yeah, I unless there's like a co-op collaborative thing maybe or
That
something,
would
I could,
be, I think, a bigger draw.
yeah. Um, I feel like that might be. Didn't Stardew Valley add multiplayer? I have not gone like
There's
I
no
tried Stardew
way
Valley, but
I am playing that game.
well, you say there's no way, but then there's season 14, so you're kind of
Not to the length of time that is necessary to quote unquote beat that game.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Speaking of which, I'm up to 38 games on season 14's list, so stay tuned.
Christ. I
It
don't. I don't think I. Oh, maybe I did add one.
There you go. We're getting there.
9. I got 9.
Okay.
It's almost the season. No cutsies.
Let me know if you need to borrow a couple. No, I gotta nail down the rest of
Dude,
my
you're gonna hate a
theming.
couple of these. This is gonna be great. It's gonna be good. Stay tuned.
Well, now I gotta add Stardew Valley to this list. No, but like I do feel like Stardew Valley, like something in that sense where it's online and you can play together with people. Like you can do your own thing, but then come together. Like in terms of it being sort of like a like more casual experience that can get more intense. I don't know. Like if they put Animal Crossing out on the GameCube stuff on Switch 2, would you jump into a village with other people? Like if me, you, and a couple other people put one together, would you do that?
Potentially, I think that to answer your question, yeah, that would probably encourage me to play more than I'm doing right now. Also, it'd be on Switch is a lot more approachable for me.
Super approachable. Yeah, no, I'm with you. Like it's such a lower barrier to entry than having to get up and go all the way back. I'm happy I have all the stuff, but
You,
it's also
and then maybe in a couple weeks you could use a mouse to drag the fruit to Mr. Nook.
I cannot
I'll
wait.
take my 500 bells,
Cannot wait.
please.
Yep, man, the times are changing.
They are.
Uh, we're a little bit deeper into the game. We just mentioned Stardew Valley. What other games have you seen draw influence from Animal Crossing? Now that
Bull.
you know a bit more about this one.
I was going to make a joke and say 75 of every Switch Direct, 75% of every Switch Direct since 2023.
Yeah, there's
Uh,
a lot. I didn't
I
even think about that when I wrote the question. Yeah.
I mean that's more the farming sense of it. There are a ton of like
Yeah.
farming mechanics in games. Um, in terms of just like the social NPC type of thing, I don't know besides like really intense party based stuff, but like the only games I can think of that had that kind of stuff are like well established IPs already, like a Fire Emblem, Three
Hmm.
Houses, a Shin Megami Tensei, obviously a Persona when we go, all the Shin Megami Tensei stuff. Um, I think of those, but those are like well established IPs already by the time this thing's around.
Yeah.
So I struggle to think
Yeah. I
of
think
examples that take that like that community NPC approach rather than just like the farming part.
yeah. Now you got me wondering, should we play a Harvest Moon?
I've seen
I,
I've seen some of Harvest Moon, especially the one on GameCube, that first one.
yeah.
My
I bought
my cousin used to play that
like
a
a
lot. Thought it
I
was
bought a
boring as hell back
PlayStation
then.
one.
Probably will still think.
I'll do some digging before I finalize that on the list, but maybe that's our follow up to Animal Crossing next year. Are there any games on the list so far that you feel like learned from Animal Crossing? I know that's a big ask at this point with 139 games, but
I don't know, honestly. I feel like Animal Crossing is unique, especially on this list.
which I think is a plus in its, in its favor.
I mean, I guess you got to know the town of Harvest in a different capacity
In a
than.
different capacity, you get to, yeah, get to talk to those people for sure.
I don't know. I don't know how much inspiration Animal Crossing is getting from Harvest though, or sorry, Harvester though.
It might have.
Uh,
You never know.
be a
It
weird one.
Might have been deep into it.
Yeah, no, I think this stands out as unique.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a different one.
I've always
Well, for
thought
the
this
yeah.
IP was unique too. Just to kind of follow up on that, like I just don't think there's a lot of games like. I mean, I know I just made that joke about the farming thing, but Animal Crossing is not really about the farm. It's about building the community.
Yeah, yeah. And like it's a lot more about your experience with the game rather than like the things you do. Like it is about the things you do, but like I don't know. Yeah, I feel like there's the farming simulators and like there's elements of those, but this is more like this one's so personalized too because the villagers are always different, the town
Yeah,
layout's different, there's like so much stuff that makes it your Animal Crossing that it does feel like it's
I don't
a
know if this is a
shade different.
terrible analogy or not, but like it almost feels like you're playing a game of Sim City, but Tom Nook is the one actually playing Sim City. You're just stuck inside his world.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, we really are at his
His his
whatever.
prices, his rates on his
Yep.
dime or on his time.
Yeah. Have you had any of the like strange villagers show up? Anybody like that? Any of the like
I don't
surprises
think I
or
play enough to see a lot of them come. I haven't seen any that I recall. I think I would have made a note of that, but yeah, not that I recall. I really, really, really should play like just for like 2 weeks. Just make time to sit down and play my hand at one of my favorite features of this game, the turnip market,
yeah, the stock market?
and just fucking get rich quick. Put it out there. Pull the money I have in the bank. Take it to
I
the turnip lady and be like, "We're doing it." And if she tells me South Park style, and it's gone, that that's so
are
be it.
you are do you I'm I haven't looked, I don't know for sure, but I'm almost certain at this point, especially with this game as old as it is, you could probably very easily find
Oh no, fuck that. Nope. We're playing
you
in
want to
real
do it
lifestyle.
raw.
Yeah, we're doing this real
Okay.
lifestyle.
All right, well then I'm gonna text you every Sunday from now until uh I don't know, like August something. I guess August 24th before the next episode goes up, and make sure you're checking in with the stock market. I'm with you. I've never really done. I've done it like once or twice, and I came up maybe like slightly ahead. I wanna. I think that's a
Because
good
it's two
approach.
times the turnips change, right? It's twice a day, one before noon, one afternoon.
Oh, I never checked that, and
I
I don't
know
know
that's
that.
how it
That might be
was
it.
on New Horizons. I remember that.
Okay.
I don't know how it plays in this game, but
Yeah, I only know that you buy them from her on Sunday, and then you can't sell them until Monday, but you have until Saturday before they just go bad. So, yeah.
yeah, that's my
Yeah,
objective.
that's a
Get rich quick.
next goal. Yeah, I want to do that. I do want to like reshape my town a little bit in a way. I feel like I've got trees in weird spots. I do want to do more flower planting because I feel like I really just have that patch around Tom Nook's and like maybe one other one somewhere, but not really. Like I think that'd be
I do a little bit of that each time. Like I don't know, every time I walk into like a different square, there's like one thing I'll do. Like if there's some weeds, I'll pull the weeds. That's the easy thing. But like
yeah,
if
yeah,
there's just like a clump of trees like I'll never interact with, I'll just chop them down to make room.
yeah.
And I just do that a little bit at a time.
Yeah, and over time you have this whole like transformed
Yeah.
experience. Um Coming up between now and episode 624 when we'll reconvene on summer in Animal Crossing. Here's a couple of events we can look forward to. So you got the fishing tournament, which, as far as I've read, seems to happen like every Saturday or Sunday, but I think Saturday in
Okay.
June.
Okay.
The dates might be wrong on Wikipedia, but
Okay.
keep an eye. It'll be on your bulletin board. It'll tell you when the dates are. So, fishing tournament. Um, Camping season is starting, which you probably had a little taste of this in winter with the igloos, if you ever saw those pop up.
Okay.
But essentially, you'll get random campers, random animals that not necessarily from your town. They'll come to visit. If you go into the tent when the tent shows up and you talk to them enough, they might offer to play a game with you. And if you win the game, you'll get some special furniture piece. So that's fun.
Okay.
From July 25th through August 31st, morning aerobics happen.
Okay.
This, you speak to Tortimer. Autocorrect got weird on that note I wrote. Speak to Tortimer, and you get an event card for the aerobics. Then every morning, aerobics is hosted in the town square, and if you attend, you get a stamp. If you get 14 stamps, you get a special aerobics radio. There's a fireworks show on July 4th. You get sparklers from Tortimer. Meteor shower on August 12th. Those are the big ones I noted so far and jotted down. So, a
Okay.
couple things to look forward to. Um, the only other note I have since last time that I didn't cover is why was I disappointed that the ranch bookcase isn't made of ranch dressing?
Okay.
This look, like last week we talked about brain age and like is it making you smarter? And I don't know that it is or isn't, but I do feel that I'm getting dumber as I get older. Little tiny things that just happen where I'm like, am I dumb? And that was one of them where I literally like got the thing as they go, it's a ranch. And I know the whole ranch furniture collection in Animal Crossing. I know exactly what they look like, but I got it and I was just like, oh, it's a ranch. It's like a hidden valley. Okay, yeah, I got it. It's like those terrible Crocs that we saw that one time. Completely made out of ranch dressing. Um, yeah, fun times in Animal Crossing. I'm looking forward to summer, seeing what's ahead. But I think after going through winter and spring now, I kind of know uh, a bit of how like my next few months are gonna go with the game. You know, like I hope to be a little more aggressive, and I always come out of this episode like the week leading up to it playing it a lot more. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and then I'm just like, well, we got other games to play. Let me jump to some other things. And again, that barrier to entry is real. Like if I had this on a DS, it would be something. But this brings us to the end of not just the episode, but of this quarter of the year. So everything we've done the last across the last 3 months was part of our spring season, starting with Resident Evil 5 through Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Killzone, Return to Castle Wolfenstein, Zillion, getting the Master System on the list, Dino Crisis 2, Flower, our return to the Trivia Dungeon via the Trivia Towers, Simulacra, Harvester, Doom, and Brain Age. What'd you think of Spring on the podcast?
We
Animal
some
Crossing got with
bangers. This was the turnaround. I I say turnaround actually loosely looking at the rest of January. Uh, there were some strong games here.
Yeah, but we kind of like we started the year like climbing and then just dipped. Like Mortal Kombat really took the wind out. Power Slave was good, but I don't think Power Slave was that good that it like really like took off the stink of Mortal Kombat. And then we rolled into Anthem right after that, which was just like fine. Anthem was fine. It wasn't bad. I quite liked my time with it, but it's still like Anthem felt like a chore at a certain point where by the time we got into the spring games, it felt like, yo, I'm having fun. I like video games.
We did get in some weird stuff in spring, which was fun to see. Like Harvester, I don't think that game's winning any awards anytime soon, but it was weird and fun.
Yeah,
The
I'm very
real
happy.
letdown was Killzone, which was quickly for what Power
Yeah,
Slave couldn't do for Mortal Kombat. Return to Castle Wolfenstein did for Killzone, where it just washed the bad
that
taste
did.
out of our
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah. Killzone was really bad. Did not like that game at all. Um, yeah, Zillion was a nice, fun surprise.
Yeah, I
Dino
like
Crisis
Zillion.
2, I think, might have been my highlight of the quarter, though.
It's a fun game. It's a fun
Yeah.
game.
And I had very different expectations, and it surprised me. So I think that was part of it, too. Just, yeah, good time. Very, very good time. Coming up, if you're here hanging out with us, then give you a little taste. Of course, you go to thefreecheese.com, and if you view the sidebar of the website, you'll be able to see a sneak peek at everything we've got coming up for the summer quarter. We're going to kick things off with looking at the evolution of E3, what it was and what it is now or is not. We don't have to run through everything here, but any other big highlights you want to call out from stuff coming up?
Your the whole summer is about to go up on the site, right?
Yeah. Well, it'll go up not today as you're listening to
Well,
this, but
okay, soon.
uh soon, like next week or within the next week, you'll see everything in the sidebar. But no, go for it. Call it out. It's fine.
Uh, Super excited to play Kudalka. I've
Yeah,
been
Kudelka's gonna be a
that was one when like I discovered what that game was last year. I was like I've been itching to play it since then, so I'm excited to
yeah.
try that out. You talking about Tokyo Extreme Racer has me super just curious to see what this game like does differently than like one of these that I think this is. So this could be like my
What do you
Dino
think
Crisis
this
2.
is?
I'm thinking like it's like a Midnight Club Forza Horizon thing.
Okay.
Midnight, maybe even Need for Speed Underground. It's like one of those.
Okay. I want when you sit down to like write your note for that game, start it before you play the game and just write down what you think that is, so we
Okay.
can talk about that on the podcast too.
Okay.
Because yeah, I'm very excited for that. And like, just like Kudelka, Tokyo Extreme Racer and Kudelka are games that I more recently discovered thanks to the fine world of retro video game magazine. Like Kudelka was one where I was literally just like thumbing through and I just see like the cover with her
Mm-hmm.
face and the other, and I was like, what is this weird? And I looked it up and I'm like, never heard of this in my life. And then I checked it out and I'm like, yo, the combat in this is sick. I played like a good hour of it or so, and I stopped and I was like, I'm putting this on the list. This was like 2 seasons ago. I don't remember when I wrote it down, but I was like, this is going on the list. And then it didn't make the cut for whatever reason. I picked something else. I picked it was I don't think I had it on this year's list. So it's not like Mortal Kombat made the cut over it. But I think last year it was like a real strong contender. Um, I'm really stoked for that one too.
No, in our little
I'm also
internal review or reveal thing that we do, you gave like an audible like yes when Kudelka came
yeah,
up.
dude, because like I've been like wanting to play that, but it's like yeah, I just hadn't had the reason to jump into it. So yeah, I'm happy to have it now. Endless Ocean is the other one we've got coming up in mid-July that I'm really excited for. Just because it's weird. This is another one like in the vein of Brain Age and Animal Crossing, where I've just and Flower, where I'm like, what kind of weird stuff can people do with this medium? Uh Endless Ocean seems like one of those, just from the little bit I've played of it so far. So I'm eager to see how that one shakes out.
Uh,
But yeah, we've got a bunch of stuff. So check out thefreecheese.com. We'll have the full schedule, full details, all the episodes that are coming and when they're coming. Um, yeah, we'll be back next week with another episode of the podcast. More stuff. And actually, no, it happened last night. we Last night we streamed some Sega Genesis, and that archive is up on the website as well. Uh, and there it is. Until then, any final thoughts? Animal Crossing, Spring, etc.
I hope I hope I find like a wind. I don't want to call it a second wind or whatever. I need like a maybe this dumb challenge with beating the stock market and beating Tom Nook at his own game will spur something out of me. I don't know.
That would be good. I I wish you the best on that.
Because I need to grind out bells to buy the to buy the turnips. So like,
Yeah,
I don't know how much I have in the bank. I don't think I give much to the bank. I think I just give it to the loan.
I do too. Yeah. Well, I would say the grinding then should be get your fossils every day and mail them in.
Yeah, that's like when I do check in. I make sure I get at least 3 to mail out.
Yeah, because I'm at a point now where I've not gotten that final fossil I need, but every time I open my mailbox, I've basically just got like 20 grand sitting in there because
Yeah,
it's all
yeah.
I'm
No,
getting back skulls and stuff that are all like 5K a piece. Yeah, it's it's a time. Well, we'll be back next week for episode 612. Until then, thank you for hanging out. Matt, thank you as always, and we'll see you next time.